Wrestling fans, now you too can look as cool as Monte the Pharaoh by wearing the official Monte the Pharaoh sunglasses at night for $8.99 each. That's only $8.99 each. Now available at monteandthepharaoh.com. We know what you're thinking. Did they fire off 6 fascinating points of interest or only 5? Well, to tell you the truth, in all the excitement of watching and listening to Long Island's #1 wrestling podcast, I've actually forgotten myself. But being this is the Monte and the Pharaoh from Indie Music Studios in Ronkonkoma, and the fact that they were talking to yet another champion wrestling star, one of the most powerful and talented performers from the wrestling franchise, and not to forget well-informed and provocative interview questions asked and answered. It was such an interesting and entertaining hour, the questions nearly blew your head clean off. Now you've got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Do ya, punk?
What? Yeah. No, I'm behaving myself. No, I'm not playing in abandoned buildings. What? Again? Now, I suppose you had those people follow me again. Fine. Hey, this is Jimmy Farrow from Monte and the Pharaoh, and I want to thank all our subscribers. We have now passed 14,000 on our YouTube channel. But I want to ask our subscribers to take the next step for us and become a full-fledged member of Monte and the Pharaoh. Yeah, that's right, folks. There's 3 different levels to choose from. There's free shirts. There's free autographs. Just check it out and become a member of Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. Later.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, where we went to the bullpen for Bill Dundee and Jamie Dundee, and we pulled out
The bullpen. Yeah, we did. We brought in a closer.
Super Agent Eric Sims,
Ta-da!
who Monte and the Pharaoh have built a long-lasting relationship over the last years. Welcome, Eric. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. No BS with your cult hero, ESS.
So let's get at it, bro. Big event, some of the biggest time for a wrestling agent like yourself in New York.
Yep.
One of the biggest shows. This is where all the agents are drooling and they're bringing in the stars they can grab. And you bring in 3 guys. You got PG-13, Wolfie D and Jamie Dundee, and Bill Dundee, and the Dundees fucked you.
I wanted to do a little something different. So, like, I wanted to... So, like, PG-13 hasn't been around, and, so I figured, let me take a shot with PG-13.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Okay, I booked them.
Yeah.
And then I originally had Misty Blue on. I shouldn't have done anything.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. She fucked you, too.
I know. No, I'd missed it. No. So, she had never been around, never done anything.
Oh,
so,
God.
I had that booked. And then, she canceled because of a health issue. So, okay, she has some legitimate things going on that we can't talk about.
Wait, can I just ask a question? People don't know they have health issues when you book them. It only happens after you book them. I'm just being inquisitive.
Or to be more precise, the issues occurred 48 hours before?
Okay.
You've had a book for weeks.
Listen,
let's
start with Misty Blue.
Okay.
So
I feel misty.
They could have health issues prior to that.
Sure,
it's possible.
Yeah.
Sure.
Possible.
Fair enough.
Complications could arise that may...
But did they tell you, Eric, I'd love to do it, but be aware that my heart's going to explode maybe in the next month.
No.
So this may not happen.
No. So, and I did it through an agent, so it's like, okay, whatever.
Okay.
So health issues, and it's legitimately something going on with her. So, okay, no problem. We move on. We book.
By the way, Loose Cannon says you look the same age for the last 20 years.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, because maybe in your 20s you look like you were 60.
Whatever. So I figure, okay, Bill Dundee. Oh, I want to do it. Okay, so I called the caretaker who's handling him.
Dundee's caretaker.
Caretaker is Undertaker's
so,
cousin.
Folks, so just so I want everybody to be aware
What was that?
we just found out that, unfortunately, Bill's got some sort of dementia.
Right.
But Eric Sims was going to bring him in for a fucking interview. Did you tell me that was going on? I had no clue.
Well, listen. Train wrecks are gold. Just remember that. Train wrecks are gold.
Gee, thanks.
Okay.
Little heads up on that train. We're gonna wreck.
Train wrecks are fucking gold. So anyway, I was completely warned he's going to cancel on the last second. So when I talked to the caretaker, is he healthy enough to fly? What's going to happen? What could happen? No, he's good. He's over his health issue. Boom. Okay. So
he's over his dementia.
No, but other health issues.
Okay.
So you don't get over dementia.
And I'm not making fun of
you. Don't get over
just
dementia.
asking a question.
So fast forward to Monday, I call her to confirm like I do all the time, and no fucking answer.
How do you confront somebody with dementia anyway?
So then the caretaker finally calls me back on Tuesday and tells me, Bill can't come. He's sick. And I was sick too. It was like, fuck. Now
the caretaker has dementia too?
No, well, the caretaker, evidently he was in the hospital with heart issues that I didn't know that he had. But shit arises. People can surprisingly have
years of college down the drain.
These health issues. Listen, everybody's older in age and shit happens.
Okay.
So
all right.
So fuck. So,
but you're okay because you still got PG-13.
So fine, okay, and.
Right. Still got 2/3.
The conventions are top heavy with a lot of strong names, so I'm not going to replace them. It's not financially feasible at the last minute.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go with PG-13. Now I knew Jamie was going to the Smoky Mountains on vacation for the 3 days before he's due to come in, that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then he was going to drive in Thursday and get here. It's a 12-hour drive from the Smoky Mountains to Long Island, where I had him housed, and his phone is shut off yesterday, today, so nobody can reach him. So,
Are you look? When we first got into this, right? I remember Pharaoh said to me, the biggest name in this industry, Monty, is Eric Sims. Since then, we've built this great relationship with
my
you.
track record is...
Do you feel like you're losing your power?
No, I'm not losing my power.
Do you feel like these other agents, these younger bucks, are coming in and they're just running you like, not like you're like the WWE, and the younger ones at AEW. Are they running you out of town?
Nobody's running me out of town. Nobody could ever run me out of town.
Is this just another?
Because just when you think you got all the answers, I changed the question.
So I do have an interesting question for you. Let's see if you can change the answer. So back in,
it's the question he's going to change, not the answer.
Well, hold on.
Ahead.
So the women wrestlers today they're beautiful, right? They're bodies,
gorgeous,
they're fake gorgeous, right?
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Do you remember back in the day when we thought Misty Blue Sims was good looking? She used to wear that.
That's rough.
Do you remember that?
That's sandpaper rough. That's rough. Yeah, I remember. I'm trying to forget.
You must have been a lonely guy there, young man. You must be a fucking horny guy that never got fucking laid. And
when you told me, hey, I'm bringing in Misty Blue Sims, I was like, Misty Blues.
It's different because she's never been around before.
Right.
Listen, everybody has their, beauty to them and whatever. Just, it's in the eye of the beholder. I just look and see, hey, she hasn't been around, give her a shot, and maybe I can make some money off of it.
So anyway, a couple of things I'd like to discuss with you. Recently you had a problem with another agent. What's his name?
Charlie Hartman.
Yeah, Charlie Hartman from
Armstrong.
Gimmick Tree Entertainment,
Gimmick Tree.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
So Charlie's been known to, he's been known to take people's money and steal it and not
So
give
Charlie's
it back.
never done me wrong. Okay, Charlie's never done me wrong. He had the Nasty Boys and Jimmy Hart in back in July, and I wanted to get some I wanted to get some autographs from them, so I called them and say, hey, could you hook me up? I had like a couple of my own pieces, but most of the stuff I wanted to get directly from him. He charged me a price for that, and also he said the week before he was going to Iowa or something for the Hall of Fame where Mark Henry and Ken Shamrock were. Oh, you want to pick up some of their pieces too? I said, yeah, okay, fine. Let's put a package together. I'll get this, that. I want to. I asked him if he had some Akeems and one-man gangs, which he did, and I wanted some of that for my show. So we agreed on a price. I sent my girl out there, Kim, who's my executive assistant, and I sent her out to Hamburg, PA, where he was to pick up everything.
One quick question. How do you become an executive assistant
for
ESS promotion? How does that happen? Is that like something you put in like
Penny?
Listen,
Penny save?
as long as you listen,
what's that job site that
if you're with me,
Indeed.
if you're with me, if you do good deeds, if you work your ass off and you work hard, and you don't fuck up.
Hey Matt,
you become a.
If you work hard, you could become the executive for ESS Promotions.
But
what do you
don't
think?
fuck up.
It's not the direction I'm looking.
No, actually, Kim was really good. She worked really hard. She's a good hand, and I gave her the title, and that's it. And that's it. She's like my right. She's like my right hand.
Did you give her a raise with that title?
2 hot dogs instead of 1.
How did
okay?
I know that there was going to be a McDonald's coupon booklet attached to this?
And a little bit
promotion?
of tighter of a handshake, okay? Because we're on hot dogs and a handshake type of a weekend.
Eric, seriously though, you've been doing this forever. Is this just another day at the office? What happened to you in the recent, 24 hours with cancellations at the last second? I mean, is it?
Oh, by the way, Brandon Bates says Dylan Hines is king.
What? Wait a minute, Eric, come on.
Okay.
What?
No, I'm sorry. What was your
no response?
Don't give me that. Okay.
No response. You're gonna leave it just
I'm
like
the
that?
fucking king.
Thank you.
I'm the fucking king.
More
Okay.
like it.
I am the king.
There you go.
And if it wasn't for me, Dylan Hines wouldn't do what he does. And forget his father. I'm the king of the vendor world here. I'm the one that fucking started today's generation 36 fucking years ago.
Dark Side of the Ring had a special on Luna Vachon.
I didn't see it.
Loose Cannon. Cannon, one of our favorite guys.
Yeah.
He said, look, he really needs to know about your dealings with Luna Vachon.
I always had good dealings with Luna. She was one of the very few women I actually work with. And I had really good relations with her. Always took care of her, this and that. It was only the last time that I was with her was at that Legends of the Ring convention where I booked her. New Jack was at my table. I also booked Rikishi and Brian Christopher and was touring with Brian Christopher and Rikishi. So I had someone take care of Luna, pick her up, get her to the hotel, do all that stuff while I was touring with Rikishi and Brian Christopher. And then they were on the super ticket, and I had New Jack at my table. And evidently, she snapped because I didn't pay enough attention to her. I just booked her and just I went over and said hello to her and this and that, but I was busy. I just delegated responsibility to someone else to help it. But she was taken care of. It's not like she was stranded or she didn't have the little things that she needed.
Your executive assistant didn't fuck up?
Well, she wasn't with me at the time.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, you're talking a while back.
Oh, okay.
So you're talking over 10 years ago.
Smaller staff, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's called solo.
That's what I meant.
It's only recently that I got a little staff working with me.
Okay.
Again, I'm getting older. It's getting harder to do
Luna's
shit.
Luna's getting upset. She's not getting Sims'
So
love.
Luna's because she's bipolar and stuff, just lost it.
Wait a minute.
Came after me because she was just missing ESS. So I'm sorry.
Eric, before you were married, have you ever had any kind of emotional affairs or sexual affairs with any of these women wrestlers that you have?
I've been in the wrestling business for 36 years. I was taught early on you don't shit where you eat.
Okay.
So
Did you ever have the opportunity?
Is there opportunity? Yes. Did I ever look to take advantage of that opportunity? No. I never. And I don't think any of these lady wrestlers, the single ones, what matter? Nobody's looking at me and saying, "Yeah, I gotta fuck this guy." Nobody's looking at that. Like I gotta fuck him. I want to have him. I want to suck his cock.
There was no ring.
I don't want
No ring rats for ESS.
I was never looked at that like that. I never wanted to get involved.
So, Eric, one thing, look, and this is a serious note. Me and Pharaoh are very, very fond of you.
Well, thank you.
We just are.
Thank
you're a good human being. And if
Well,
people
thank
don't know Eric, the other side of Mr. Sims, he's a very caring, nice guy. Sometimes he disappoints me, as I will discuss with you sometimes, because he gimmicks it out a little bit. But with all these wrestlers that pass away, with all these wrestlers that pass away, do you honestly feel bad for them, or is it just another day at the, are you looking at, because if I could share with people, and this is not to talk poorly of Eric, but Eric says there's a lot invested in a passing wrestler. He has a lot of inventory that he needs to unload. And I always tell him, don't.
Wait a minute. What about the tagline? Come see him before it's too late.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you can hear the coffin closing. It's like, wow.
So I always tell him, please don't. Right? And you can admit this. I said, please don't gimmick to me privately. I don't like it.
Legends never die.
It bothers me.
Listen, wait a second. Legends never die until they do. Except for certain legends. They just need to die.
Wow. So do you ever feel bad? Like, I'll use an example. You have a relationship with WWE's former diva, Sunny. Sunny obviously keeps running into a ton of problems. Do you think, like, what could I do to help her?
I always looked at Sunny as like a sister because, like, Chris helped break me into the business. And I always, and then, I always try to, I always wish for the best for Tammy. Because and I love Tammy, not like that, but like just from a friend point of view.
You're fond of her.
Yeah, and like I want to just like kind of look after her, but like sometimes people are just their own worst enemies for whatever reason.
So you're frustrated, probably, right?
I'm friends with Tammy. Just leave it at that. We're just friends. We see each other. Hello, how are you? Hey, Ninja, how are you? We're cool. So that's it.
Aren't you worried that, she's not going to help herself? Like she's, we'd hate to lose such a young, vibrant legend like Tammy Lee.
There's an old saying, God helps
Tammy
those.
That's Tommy Lee from Mom.
Thanks.
There's an old saying that says, God helps those who help themselves. You got to help you before anybody else can help you. You understand? You got to take the reins and you got to take charge. You got to say, hey, yeah, something's wrong with me. I need help. Then other people can help you. Because what's the point of me giving you money if you're just going to squander it? Because everybody makes these GoFundMe accounts. I call them the Go Fuck Me accounts. Because it's just blowing your money away. Now, granted, people do need help, or people are in tough times, and it's a case by case basis. And if it's something worthwhile, okay, I'll throw some money in. Just whatever. I'll throw my support in. But you got to help yourself before anybody else can help you. Don't look for somebody else to financially help you. If you need the emotional support, good, people will be there for you. But you got to take responsibility for yourself.
So I talk to Eric. We talk like at least 4 times a week on the phone on a personal basis.
Every morning,
almost every morning.
Yeah, every other morning. Yeah.
So sometimes I'll run stuff over Eric and say, hey man, so everybody knows that our show had a problem with Boston Wrestling and the Big Fat Whale, right?
Yeah.
And the big problem was that he was taking care, like not helping the wrestlers and his abuse of Mr. Tony Atlas.
Right. Right.
So Eric, again, in a lot of ways, we're babes in the woods, right? We have our own ideologies, and and like I said, we speak all the time. What were your dealings with Marathi, and like what do you know about Marathi, and are we off base with Dan Marathi?
I never, there's always two sides to the story. But like I never liked how like he dealt with the Sheik, and Sheik always complained about different issues with him. So like I never liked Marathi because of that. But of course, if you talk to Marathi tells a different story, and Sheik did this and Sheik did that. And he probably did, but I don't know. I mean, I currently don't have any dealings with Maradi right now. I mean, I hear the stories about how shortchanges Tony and then Marty but he still has talent come up. His talent works with him, so it's whether I like him or not, it's like he's got to be doing something.
Our whole point to that would be, if you shortchange guys like Atlas, then you could afford a guy like Nord the Barbarian. Or how about like, here's an example. You didn't know that Bill Dundee was pulling out. You didn't know Jamie, right?
No.
You forewarned us the minute it basically happened.
Yeah.
Here, this guy's promoting his fest, which I think is happening, and I'm going to give him a cheap pop. Tomorrow. It's happening tomorrow. He promoted Nord the Barbarian all the way up to like a week and a half ago. I already knew Nord wasn't going to that event.
Nord's in New York.
I know.
Nord's here.
So I knew he wasn't going to that event for a month. I mean,
we
spoke about this. You talked about Charlie
deliberately
Hartman.
false advertising.
Right.
So
Wait,
it's wrong.
It's fraud.
Fraud.
Thank you. So my
Thank
point
you.
is, how can you not dislike people like this? In fact, I told Mr. Sims about Charlie Hartman over a year ago, and he said, "Well,
so does everybody. So did everybody else. And he's fucked so many. He fucked so many. And getting back to Charlie, so because I get off on that tangent. So I sent Kim down there. Kim didn't get the photos that was promised to me. He has $740 of my money. It's been since July. It's now November. So in October last month, I went and I filed a police report against him.
Right.
Theft by deception. So now I don't know what happens after that. I'm just waiting. That a report's filed. I don't know what the next process is legally with the police department to get him.
How long will you keep doing this?"
What, wrestling?
Yes.
As long as I can do it. As long as I can go.
Do you watch the product right now? That sounds like a no.
Yeah, yes, and I mean, I watch the product.
Well, I figure you kind of got to.
I don't watch every second of it because I'm usually like on a Monday. I'm usually off of a weekend. I'm doing my mail order. I'm just getting everything. Got to get the mail set up. So like I'm in my office while that's on the TV, and I'm not watching it. Maybe I'll hear it, but I'm more focused on getting my packages out to my customers because my customers pay their hard-earned money, and if they pay, the quicker you pay, the quicker I ship. So I gotta get the stuff out instead of waiting 3 and 4 and 5 days and just get it out whenever I feel like it. I got to get it out the next day or the day after, and so I have that hustle and that drive to, because I want to keep my customers happy. So I'm busy doing that, or if I have time to go out and catch the last hour of Raw, I'll watch it, and I'm so drop dead tired. Maybe I'll watch like 5 or 10 minutes before I fall asleep on the chair because I'm just exhausted.
Is the future of an agent now going to be virtual signings or bringing talent around, or do you think it's going to be a mix?
A mix.
So why would someone from
the
New York...
hold on. The virtuals were good in the pandemic when everything was shut down.
Is the virtuals hurting in-person signings now?
No, I think people have been cooped up for the last year.
They're used to it.
And now they want to get back out.
Okay.
The virtuals, I don't think the virtuals will go away. It may slow down a little bit, but I don't think it's going to go away. I think it's a new medium, and when we first started, like the experienced vendors were doing it, and that's great. All the regular like vendors were doing it. Now the fans are getting involved and doing and selling it and being part of it. So like there's more people and it's more competition, and it's a little bit harder because everybody's trying to sell the same stuff. And if you have the same product, or the price goes down. If you don't have a specific product, the price can go up. It's supply and demand. How many people have a Tito Santana autograph? Everybody. How many people have a Greg Valentine autograph? Plenty. How many people have Man Mountain Rock autographs? Not too many. You understand?
Well, the question is, who really wants a Man
Mountain
Rock
I just
autograph?
threw that as an example.
Right. Well,
but insert someone else who hasn't done it who hasn't done an autograph session that might be in demand, or at least for the first rung of it before tons of product get out there. Who wants to buy it? And maybe Man Mountain Rock's the wrong name. Let's just throw in like a Booker T. Booker T doesn't do a lot. So if it's not a lot of product out on him, price goes up. If there's a ton of product out on him, you can't get, may not be able to get that $25 autograph. You may only get that $15.
Well, all the guys that you've repped over the years, from the Iron Sheik to Ron Simmons, the list is enormous.
Very long. Yep.
Who's the closest you feel to? Closest you feel with?
Well, I was close to the Sheik, not so much anymore, but I was close to the Sheik for many years. I like his son.
But he sent you a cease and desist, didn't he?
The daughter, I think the daughter did, and it was more to Brett Azar, who's the Young Rocks Iron Sheik. When I booked him back in June for that Boardwalk Buds, and then I had him do an interview back in March, and we aired it, and it's like too much like the Iron Sheik, so it was like, there's an infringement there. So they had a lawyer send a cease and desist. So Brett had to change his way a little bit, and just, personally, I thought it was a dick move. Okay, I'm just gonna call spade a spade. I thought it was a fucking dick move by the family, by the daughter, to do that. You got a fucking problem with me? You come to me. You call me on the phone. You talk to me, because I could sworn I was part of the family, or like close like that. At least with Kaz, with Sheik. But kind of a fucking dick move there. Do the cease and desist.
Felt the reach around.
Especially with me. Don't I don't deserve that. Just you talk to me. We could always fix things. Everything could be tweaked so we could respect the
So it looks like it seems like it hurt your feelings a bit.
Oh yeah, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. So okay, whatever. It is what it is. I didn't talk to the Sheik for a while. I called him a couple months later. We talked, but not about that. But just short. Hello, how are you?
Hayes Machine says, according to Chris Candido, RF Shoot, Eric Sims would drive Chris to the matches.
I used to drive Chris Candido to... Yeah. We, back in the day, you're talking back, not when he made WWE or anything. When we were kids, I did a lot of the driving. But not when he did...
So you knew Candido before he really got...
Chris Candido broke me into the business. Him and Balls Mahoney broke me into the business. Back in 1986, 5, 6 range. We were all kids, and we used to go to the Galaxian Gym up in Brooklyn, and and I met them at a Dennis Galam show, Asbury Park Convention Center. We just all became friends, and that was my way into the business. And then after I promoted my first wrestling show in '87, I hooked up with Dennis Carluzzo, and
so that's how you got your way in.
That's how.
So you helped out all the promoters. I did not know that.
Yeah.
So was Candido with Sonny at that time, too?
No, Sonny came around. Sonny came later. Sonny came in the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think Sonny came around the '90s.
Were you still friends with Candido at that time?
I was friends with Candido up till he died.
So let me ask you this question. When you used to hear all the stories about Sonny doing the shit she was doing behind his back, didn't that bother you? Like when you look at her now, doesn't that bother you?
You were friends with both of them.
I feel bad. I felt bad for Chris because I don't know if he knew. I think he knew, but he just didn't do anything about it. Because how do you go up against Shawn Michaels? How do you go up against the Click? How do you some of these big, powerful guys?
How about break up with your girlfriend?
Well, he obviously couldn't do that.
Yeah,
He wasn't capable of it.
It just didn't happen.
Yeah, he wasn't capable. of it.
And it's
He
just
loved it.
that shit happens in wrestling. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was just more prevalent with that situation. But there's nothing to see. It's no secret. She wrote about it in her book.
No, I get it.
She wrote about it in her book.
This was a personal friend of yours. I mean, doesn't that bother you?
Yeah, but I don't think about it. But yeah, it did. What am I going to do?
You find a place to put it. In other words,
am I going to not be friends with her? I mean, it's just again, it was all rumors at the time. until she wrote it in the book, and I mean, I know everybody was talking about it, but I don't want to look at it that light. I don't want to look at her in that light. I just don't want to.
So you put her.
Yeah, a lot of people accuse me of turning a blind eye. My wife tells me that. I don't want to get my wife involved, but like I turn a blind eye to a lot of stuff because if it doesn't personally affect me, I don't really get involved.
We kind of sort of have to sometimes in the wrestling business, though.
If it's life and death, I will. If it's a matter of, like immediate right and wrong. But listen, if someone wants to cheat on somebody, that's their business. I may not like it, but what am I going to say? Oh, don't cheat on him. Don't do that. They go fuck yourself. That's what they're going to say. What am I going to do? Really?
Most memorable show you've ever ran? You got any particular one that just stands out? Like, this was my WrestleMania, this show that I promoted? You have your own?
I think I've only promoted maybe 2 or 3 shows on my own. I mean,
Okay.
I work with promoters on the other.
Sure.
But the first show I ever promoted, Abdul the Butcher, David Schultz, Steel Cage, Asbury Park, March 5th, 1987.
That's pretty cool.
Asbury Park, no less.
Did you make
nice.
money on that?
We broke even.
Okay.
By the way, Chris Lee says, I heard Chris owed Ahmad Johnson money. He couldn't pay him back, so he sent Sonny to his room.
I have no clue on that.
Dude, we didn't ask Ahmad that. Chris, where were you when we had Ahmad on? Like,
Wow.
I don't know how to answer that, so I'm not going to answer that because I don't know the answer to that question.
Did you know Sonny makes over $100,000 on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
And she can't get out of her own way. All right.
I love Tammy, but she's a train wreck. But train wrecks make money. Train wrecks make money. But they're gold. Tammy is fucking gold.
We're gonna hit you with the Pharaoh's final question.
Well, I might as well. Eric, what are your thoughts on New Jack's passing? I mean, you knew the man.
It hit me by surprise. I mean, I knew he had his heart issues, and I knew he had.
Wait a minute. What heart issues did he have? Like what?
He was in the hospital because of the drinking and the gimmick and stuff, and like he knew he had he was an AFib and this and that. He had issues.
Oh, so he had AFib.
Yeah. So he should have just. I keep telling him, stop with the drinking, stop with the he was in the hospital for and then he calls me because he got out of the hospital. He either was in the hospital or just got Eric. I don't know why I'm calling you, but I had to call you. I'm in the hospital, or I just got out of. I forget if he was in the hospital or he just got out. I just got out of the hospital, and but I'm calling you. It's like he wanted me to give him the lecture. He wanted the lecture, and I gave it to him. I said, Jack, stop drinking, take care of yourself. You're gonna die soon. You got to really take care. You got to really take care of yourself.
Davio B wants to know: do you have any contact with Johnny Candido?
Yeah. Johnny knows how to get a hold of me. We know how to get a hold of each other if we need to talk to each other. I haven't talked to Johnny in a while, but
is that documentary out on his brother? Did that ever come out?
I don't know.
A book on his brother?
The Johnny Candido, the Chris Candido book is out, and you can get it on Amazon. I got mine off of Amazon. I'm in the book, pages 12 and 13. I'm in the book. I'm in the book, pages 12 and 13. If you read about it, I'm in the book.
Is that like porn to you? Like you lay in bed and you read pages 12 and 13 back and forth until you can go to sleep?
No.
Sprain your wrist as you turn those pages.
No, that's what Pornhub is for. Okay, that's what fucking Pornhub is for. Okay, I'm a married man, but I'm fucking proud. That's what Pornhub is.
You got a lot of fans out there, dude. A lot of people believe in ESS.
Thank you.
Give them a special message, and we're gonna send it out. But tell them what they could expect for the next year. Maybe what Eric Sims is gonna bring to the table. Hopefully, it's not Jamie Dundee and Bill Dundee, but
retirement. I don't know. Just listen, a lot of good things are going to happen in 2022. I'm in negotiations right now with some sponsors for. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet because I'm negotiating it, but it's ESS is gonna make a big mark. And it may not be anywhere near a wrestling ring. It may be a little bit away from a wrestling ring.
Oh, so venturing out of the wrestling.
No, it's going to be wrestling. It's wrestling. I'll have wrestling talent, but not near a wrestling ring.
Okay.
So I
In a
don't want
movie, possibly.
He doesn't want to give
Well, it's
away.
appearances, but it's a special type of appearance.
Okay.
That I'm working on the contract right now.
As long as it's not a comedy event, in Farmingdale will be perfectly fine.
Yeah, that would be good.
Right.
That would work. Yeah.
Fuck the Farmingdale.
All right.
As
That's
the world
good
famous
to
Iron
hear.
Sheik would say, fuck the Farmingdale.
Very good.
All right, so send some love to your fans, and we'll get a cut out.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. I'll be at the big event tomorrow with Wolfie D from PG-13 and Slash and from TNA and Nation of Domination. And Sunday, Showcase of Legends 6 up in Albany, New York, and I'll have Wolfie D up there along with Shannon Moore. And also tomorrow night, I am at the SWF live show with Tommy Dreamer and Shannon Moore and Wolfie D and Randy Hogan. Randomania's running wild, brother.
Do me a favor, send our love to Tommy Dreamer.
I was
Tell
hoping-
him that
yeah, please.
how great we feel he
Right.
is.
I've always tried to get him on the Monte and the Pharaoh show.
yeah,
It has not.
yeah.
I have not succeeded at that. And if you want to see anything else or keep up with ESS, your cult hero, it's www.esspromotions.com, or because it's today's generation, esspromotions.com. And I thank you for the support, and I hope you keep up. I'm on Facebook every week doing my Facebook live show. So if you see me on Facebook, come support my show. I have some great autographed photos that I sell every week, and could always use the support. So please come and support me. And remember, legends never die until they do. Come support us before you can't. Get all your autographs before it's too late.
And there it is.
And there it is. Matt, we want you to send out tonight's show for us if you don't mind. Old Matty Ice.
Matty Ice is sending us out. Hit
Matty
it.
Ice will send us
Hit
out.
it, Matty.
Alrighty, everyone. Have a good weekend. This is Monte the Pharaoh and Matt. See you later.
Wow, he did it. Nice job.